afternoon. As Aaron said, I'm Patty Erjavik, the president of Pueblo Community College. And I have to tell you that on behalf of the faculty and staff and our students, it is a sincere privilege and honor to have our governor here today, as well as our state legislators who we know work very hard on our behalf. So welcome to Pueblo Community College. This afternoon, we are here to just take a moment to celebrate I guess you would call it the brainchild of a few civic-minded Puebloans who together we sat around for a few months commiserating about the fact we needed to do something to help impact poverty and to make sure that we had an opportunity to affect change. So we sat around for several months talking about different things we could do, and I had joined them at a meeting after what I would call a day, and they said, we just need some low-hanging fruit. And if we had some low-hanging fruit, we could make a difference. And I said, you know what? I have 6,800 pieces of low-hanging fruit, and we know that if we're going to work our way out of poverty, education has to be in the center of that opportunity. And so I'd like to introduce the individuals who we had worked together. We were joined by Senator Garcia when he was in town, and he was always great to lend a helping hand. Joe Mahoney, who is the Executive Director of Catholic Charities, Tim Hart, who is the Executive Director of the Department of Human Services, Keith Wilhite, who is just a 100% genuine individual who believes in our community and wants to make a difference, and Matt Guy, who is, again, involved in the healthcare component of that. These individuals helped put together what we are now calling Project Access. And this is a scholarship opportunity funds for existing students here at Pueblo Community College, as well as the clientele from the Department of Human Service and Catholic Charities. The idea is that we know that there are many individuals who are afraid of the word education, who do not know how to go about getting an education. And even if they were to find their way here, there are many challenges along the way. And so our idea was to come together collectively, rather than PCC trying to do one thing and Catholic Charities trying to do another, that we come together collectively as a community and each one of us do our part really, really well in making sure that we take clients, turn them into students, and then keep them with us every step of the way until they graduate as highly skilled, highly educated individuals who then can take their place in our community and become productive citizens. So that's Project Access in a nutshell. We have many, many student support services along the way, but we've found that there's not just one magic bullet, that it needs to be an accumulation of many support services. I cannot be more proud of my partners in this project because each one of them bring a special skill. And I have to say, Governor, that one of the things that we appreciate most about you is that you really care about the citizens of Colorado and that you understand the importance of education. And I think that you've challenged all of us to think outside of the box and be more collaborative and less siloed so that we can make a difference in this great state. And for that, we are very appreciative of your leadership. Thank you.
But really, do I look outrageous? It's not me, it is the whole world that is outrageous. This project is just awesome. There's not enough good things I can say about this partnership. I love working with these people. So far, we started this program in March. We've sent through 36 students. That's a small number. But really what I want to say is the number that counts is 1. Every student, it's one at a time that you solve problems. There is no, Patty said, there's no magic bullet. There's no one program that will fix everything. It's one person at a time. That's what we have to do. All right. So of those 36 students, we're seeing about 80% that plan on enrolling in PCC. One already is. All right? So this is awesome. This is 80%. There are no solutions to poverty without education. But I was talking to one of my role models, Tim Hart, at Social Services, and he was telling me it's about flipping the lens. Because when you talk to any bureaucracy, any state agency, or Catholic Charities, we have all these rules. This is how we're going to do it. This is what you got to do to get in. These are the financial aid forms and stuff. And for our clients, it's not about those rules. They don't care what those rules are. It's simple. They want to go to school. They want to get out of poverty. They want to work for a living. What are we doing to help them? Flip the lens. It's not about the problems, it's about the solutions. What do we got to do to help that one person in front of us get that job? What education do we have to provide to get them there? It's not outrageous, it's awesome. I want to say thank you for your support. God bless you all.
At PCC, it's all about the students. And so I would like to ask Andrea Larson to please come up. She had the opportunity, Governor, of speaking to the quarterly forum. And when they awarded us the generous gift that they did, she did a fantastic job. And I thought you would appreciate hearing from Andrea herself and what this sort of opportunity means to Andrea and her sisters who are sure to come here. Andrea?
Hi, my name is Andrea, and I actually started here as a junior in high school through the concurrent enrollment program. And then once I graduated, I actually had the opportunity to not have to pay for school through scholarships. I got my first year paid for, and that just meant so much to me because it gave me hope that I could do this, and there was people that believed in me that I could. And I've been a student ambassador for 2 years, and that's just been a great experience, and they've helped me a lot, and there's so much support. And we have like TRIO and some of the other support services that just really go above and beyond for every student here. So just thank you, everyone who does their part and try and make every student feel loved and wanted. Thank you.
Thanks, Andrea. Good afternoon. My name is Mike Gage. I serve as the Director of Advising in the Early College here at Pueblo Community College. And Andrea is really an example of a wonderful role model that we have in terms of our students that participate, particularly in our concurrent enrollment program. The concurrent enrollment program is really buffered by and supported by a group of people themselves. And I brought members of my team who support me in terms of making what really is a game changer for a lot of families, particularly in this community. Through the concurrent enrollment program and through our partnerships that we have with our secondary schools, students are able to access college-level courses and begin those training that they need in order to access the job market or to make college more affordable as they might transfer to four-year schools or pursue other opportunities. Today, the Governor will be signing House Bill 151275, which will go a long way in just kind of taking concurrent enrollment to that next step, making other parts of what's available in college to them and making that accessible. Our secondary schools will really like that because it will pay for certain things. Pueblo Community College is proud to have one of the largest concurrent enrollment programs in the state of Colorado, and I don't know if you know that. On the 15th of May, we had 29 high school students stand up at graduation. They had earned their associate's degrees prior to earning their high school diplomas. And we are one of the largest producers of college graduates before high school in the state. And importantly enough, we had 43 other students who had completed certificates. And so those students were able to access the world of work on the 16th of May. So we're really, really, really proud of that. But it doesn't get done alone. We do have a lot of partners. It doesn't get done in a vacuum. We have a dedicated group of faculty. We had a dedicated group of support staff around that really help students be successful. And it's really a tribute to students themselves because it's a risk when they leave the confines and the support of their high schools to come to a college campus, interact and network with college students, and really become the fabric of what we are all about here and enrich the lives of everyone that's here. And we have quite a few students here today joining us out of the concurrent enrollment program, and I would encourage all of you to have a conversation with them because they are an impressive group of young people who I think will make this community a stronger community, a richer community, and that's what it's all about. That's what the community and community college is really all about. We'll look forward to the governor signing that bill here a little later on. I want to invite Dr. Javik back up to the podium to introduce Governor Hickenlooper today.
One of the things that I know Pueblo Community College and the whole Colorado Community College system appreciated with this legislative session were the number of workforce development bills that were sponsored and passed that really gives communities like Pueblo Community College an opportunity to really foster education. So it is indeed my privilege and honor to introduce John Hickenlooper, who is a former geologist and entrepreneur who champions innovation, collaboration, efficiency, and I would add education. Since taking office in 2011, the governor and his team have worked to ensure that Colorado and its business-friendly climate is one of the most desirable places to live, work, and play, and learn. Please help me welcome Governor John Hickenlooper.
So I'm going to let Danae Escar come out here in a second and explain the bill. I usually do that unless there is a legislator around who has more experience, and generally that's almost always the case. I'm wearing this hat. I just want you to know that I don't always have the benefit of having a really beautiful Stetson on my head, but I do want to thank Senator Larry Crowder, who saw me in a deficient hat at the stock show this last January and made sure that I got a genuine, bona fide Stetson, my first of my life. So I'll put that right there. I get it. I mean, education is the single greatest anti-poverty program that we have. There's nothing else we can do that is reliable, as reliable or as successful an investment in diminishing poverty and providing a very real ladder for kids to pull themselves up out of poverty. Joe Garcia, our great Lieutenant Governor, who did so much while he was down here in Pueblo, is, I think, one of the greatest champions of working families and making sure their kids get every possible opportunity that any state has anywhere. And that he does, you know, he's in charge of all higher education for the state, in addition to being the lieutenant governor. And I'm not sure of any lieutenant governor anywhere in the country who does those two jobs. And, you know, people that have known him for a while, worked with him, Senator Garcia, I know, has been with him, and Representative Vigil, recognize that when you're talking to Joe Garcia, it's him. He's not doing it to try to appear like someone who cares about education, or, you know, to be a politician, or to, you know, play a role. He genuinely cares, and he has one of his children who's done a fair amount of time in prison. He understands what happens if kids don't get the right training and aren't engaged sufficiently, that the consequences can be really dire. He has worked with us from the beginning on scholarships and making sure that we have resources for this kind of a program. I also love these programs where you have Catholic Charities, you know, a variety of nonprofits, but Catholic Charities and Pueblo Human Services tied in with Pueblo Community College. This kind of public-private philanthropic partnership where everybody sits down and says, all right, we're going to do whatever it takes to make this work, that's the only time real progress happens. I always think of it as kind of this kind of golden triangle of, of business being partnered with government, being partnered with civil society, right? Nonprofits and foundations to say, all right, if we all sit at the table together, we're going to have a much higher probability of delivering results. And in this case, we're talking about middle skill kind of jobs where, we can help guarantee that kids get the training that will be directly provide a direct pathway, directly responsible for them getting a good job. And by that I mean a job that can lead to a better job, that will lead to a better job, which is how you define a career in the end. So we are 100% on this. This bill is really not the end. It's a continuation. Actually, Senator Crowder sponsored the bill last year that provided for this kind of dual tracking, kids in high school being able to get credit and be able to actually help fund community colleges so they could afford to take high school kids and make sure that they could get that education. So we owe him a tip of the hat. Anyway, why don't I bring out, make sure that Danae comes out now. Representative Winter was really the sponsor on this, but she blessed Danae Escar, Representative Escar, to come out and talk about the bill. Representative Escar.
Thank you so much. It really is truly an honor to be here today. Some of you may or may not know, a few years back, I actually worked at the PCC campus for the Upward Bound program with Cindy. So it's great to be here in front of you all today. Rep Winter sends her deepest regrets. She really tried to come today, but ran into some childcare issues and couldn't find anyone in time to make it down here. So she asked me, knowing that I worked here and worked directly with concurrent enrollment students before, to kind of help explain what this bill does. It's a bill that is very important to her, and so she wanted to make sure that her words were said, so I'm reading for you today. With this bill, apprenticeship and internship programs will become part of Colorado's concurrent education programs, in which students can obtain higher education degrees or certificates while still enrolled in high school. To make this happen, a collaborative group of state agencies involved with education and employment will work with the state's Concurrent Education Advisory Board directly. The bill will also establish a tuition assistance program for qualifying students enrolled in such career and technical education programs. She sends her deepest regards of wishing she could be here with you all to see this bill signed into law, because she knows how important it is for all of Colorado, but also as a friend of mine, she knows how important it is especially for our community here in Pueblo, and she was very excited to hear that this bill would be signed on this campus, knowing that they do have the highest number of concurrent enrollment students in Colorado. So she sends her regards, and I am just proud to be here today. Thank you.
May 22nd. Sign the back.